Hey, what's up? This is Mike. I wanted to do a little demo today to show you guys something that you could do to your wheels to give you a little bit of free speed. Something that I learned a few years ago from some old schoolers in the sport, and something I'd like to share with you. So what we're going to start out with is a ceramic bearing. This bearing is just how it is coming out of the package. What I did was I made a little mark on here, and it's just getting into focus here. So I made a little mark so you can see how a bearing spins as it comes out of the package. Just a piece of a rotation. It's still really smooth, but what happens is the way bearings come when you just get them, you've got these yellow things on here which are seals, and then there's also grease inside the bearings which also slow it down. So what I'm going to be doing today is removing the seals, removing the grease, and making the bearings a lot faster. So you can see really where it starts out. So one of the things I want to mention before I start doing this is chances are this is going to void the warranty on your wheels or on your bearings. It's also something where once you take the seals off of your bearings, you're also going to be very susceptible to dirt. And what you want to do is make sure that if you do take off your seals, that you really only do it on your race wheels or something that you have the ability to protect and to keep out of the elements. So on the wheels that I do this to, they stay in a wheel bag, and they also have, I use rags with solvent on them to cover these bearings while they're in the bag, just to keep any dust from coming in. Otherwise it'll be real noticeable if you get a piece of dirt or grit in that bearing. So I'm gonna shift over right now over to my industrial sink as I work this process. I'm over at the sink now, and this is really the only tool you need. Some kind of hook or some kind of tool that you can use. A little X-Acto knife also works really well. And what you want to do is you want to take the seal off from your bearing, and it just comes out just like that. And that's it. Now you're going to take the other side and do the same thing. Now, as you can see inside, not only are the bearings and the races, but there's a bunch of grease. That grease is great if you're going to be riding in the elements, or if you're going to leave it uncovered. But really, if you want to make the bearing as fast and efficient as you can possibly make it, having all this grease in there is just going to slow you down. It adds friction. So again, as you can see, you take this with this little mark and you spin it, and now it goes a little bit further and a little bit more than what it did before. So what I'm going to do is take brake cleaner. You can use brake cleaner. Another thing that works really well is Speed Clean by Finish Line. And what you want is something that propels the cleaner out, and also something that will eat the grease. So what I'm going to do is start shooting this stuff in here, just like this. If you were smarter than me, you would probably be wearing gloves, but I didn't think about it, so I'm not wearing gloves. Anyway, what you want to do is you spin the bearing a little bit. Once you shoot the cleaner in there, you can already see how much faster and how much more the bearing is spinning. And what you're going to do is continue to do this. Another little trick is you can use the spray cleaner and the propellant to make the bearing spin the grease out itself, like this. You see how it's still spinning? So what we just did was we just shot the grease out. Now, if you remember, before I did this, it wouldn't even spin an entire turn without stopping. And now you have this. Now, if you keep doing it, do it one more time, two more times, you're even going to get more speed out of it. So, again, that's it. Let it go. The nice thing about a brake cleaner is that the brake cleaner is going to dry and it's not going to leave any kind of residue on the bearings or on the races, and it's going to really leave a very clean finish on there. So what I'm going to do now, again, is just spin it out. You see the difference in the performance that you're getting out of this? And as soon as it dries, it's just going to get faster. So what I also recommend, because a dry bearing is not really a good bearing and it's not what you want, is once you let this thing dry and it dries out completely, you take a little bit of high-speed oil. I use this stuff. You can get this lube on the Olympus Speedworks website, where you can also buy these really nice quality ceramic bearings. And this lube is just a little, it's got a nice injector point on it so that it just gets what you need in there. And what you're going to do, and I'm not doing this right now because I'm waiting for the bearing to dry, but you take the side that's open, or the side where you can actually get to the bearing, and you're just going to drop a couple of drips. That's it. 1, 2 drips, that's it, of this fine, real thin oil. And once you do that, then you're going to move the bearing around again, just like this. And that's it. Super easy, very quick, and something that will add a lot of speed really easily. As you can see, in about just a couple of minutes, you can add a tremendous amount of speed to your bearings, to your wheels, and get a little bit of time. You know, as a track rider myself, I see races won or lost by inches. Sometimes even hundredths or thousandths of a second makes a really big difference. When you can do something to increase or to decrease your resistance, you're saving those little bits. And I really hope that you got something out of this, and really appreciate you watching. Have a great day. If you have any other tips or ideas or thoughts that you want to share with me, please let me know. ridersrepchannel@gmail.com. Also, please subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our Facebook and Instagram for really cool information about all kinds of cycling, and have a great day. Thanks.